Hello, welcome to this new episode of the Alex Show TV. And as you can see, I have a guest. I have my very good friend Tony from London on the show again. And we're one more episode of the Out There series that both Tony and I choose a spot. And I'm right now on vacation. Tony is out there in London, and I think it's great. It's one of the best combination of spots I think we found, because you really have a very nice background behind you, Tony. How are you?
Good. I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm really good. Had a good Christmas, New Year. Very quiet, peaceful. I'm out in the cold now, so I love the cold, so I'm happy. I'm in my element.
That's great. I like the cold as well, actually. Some people can stand it. I'm more of, I like heat, but I don't like extreme hot weather. So I understand what you're saying, and great you're enjoying it. We're talking, Tony, of a topic that I've been kind of touching all around, in the sense I've been having different angles on this concept that we create a reality, that I think some people, with all due respect, see it from a different way, that you can actually materialize your reality. And I'm starting to see in it that maybe you create your reality by choosing how you react to the reality.
Sure.
And I just want to say quickly before I let you go that I'm out there on X, Twitter, whatever. And we're recording this a few days into the new year. Today's the 4th. This show is going to come out late January. But the point was, I was looking during the 31st, the 1st at X, and there was a guy, which I don't follow. You know what happens there? That if someone retweeted or liked the tweet, you will see it in your storyline. And the guy said something along these lines, Tony, that he said, I don't understand why everyone is saying 2024 was horrible, how the world is horrible. Not for me, because I don't see it that way. And that something really sinked in, Tony, that he was totally right. He was totally right. All this negativity in the world, all this, you choose how to react to it. And how you react to it is how you create your own reality.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, great subject. I'm glad you picked this one, because I'm fresh to it, and it's like, so I'll take that as we are where we are in life. We're not in the past. We're not in the future. I'm right exactly where I am. You're absolutely loving it in paradise there. What's wrong with the present moment? How can you complain about the present moment? It's our mind that makes up these ideas about, this situation isn't cold enough. It's not warm enough. It's not bright enough. It's not dark enough. That's all the mind, And when you say this theory of we create our own reality in each moment by how we make our own choices, I totally agree with that. Absolutely. Because I used to live in the park, like growing up, I used to live with like normal life with people at school, growing up, work, and I'd sort of merge in with how everyone else thought and everyone else thinks and acted. So, and I wasn't conscious. I was following the herd. I was imitating what was around me because I wanted to fit in, or subconsciously I wanted to belong and fit in. But then I started to get, I suffered, and the lifestyle didn't work anymore. And I started to think for myself. And then I realised I choose my life, not no one else. If I decide to go into a pub and get drunk and then have a fight and have an accident on the way home, or upset people and argue, I chose to go into that pub and get drunk. No one else, me. It was my choice. And whether it's unconscious, or was it programming, or was peer pressure, come and have a drink. Whatever the reason, I'm the ultimate chooser. I chose ultimately to go in there with a follow. So I realised if I'm not conscious about my choices, I'm just a sheep. I'm watching people around me and imitating them. And then when I suffer, I wonder why. But it's exactly right, mate. You do make your choices consciously or unconsciously. And both decisions, you reap the consequences for it. So I choose to make conscious decisions as opposed to the unconscious type. And there's a lot in this subject. Really great subject.
Yes. And as you were saying it, I was thinking that when you also create your reality by your actions, as you say, by your choices, you are also, there's no one to blame but you, which is a good thing, by the way. Which is a good thing, because then you throw out the victim mentality. We have talked a lot about the victim mentality, which is basically not taking responsibility for your own life. Okay, by saying I'm in this place right now, I'm in this present moment, as you say, because someone did something to me. Okay, and you put the blame out there, and you say there's a culprit. Usually, when there's a culprit, we have spoken about that. There's a savior. Usually, you're inferior to the savior, so you're a victim. So it's a whole very dynamic. It's a whole very difficult dynamic. You throw out of the window. You say there's no one to blame but me because I'm in control of my life. And if you say, if I'm out there drunk in a pub, if I'm out there on the streets, if I'm having this or having that, because of my own reactions or choices, yes, basically the same thing, is how I react, how I conduct my life in this reality. And I go back to intentions because I think intentions fix everything. If you have the best intentions in your heart, and best, it's a word, basically the purest intentions. Because best, again, best, good, bad, best, worst, they're just spectrums, okay? But if you just have, you really have the purest intentions in your heart for you and for everyone, you are going to be fine. You're going to be fine, really. You're going to be at peace, and you're going to be happy with your life, and you're going to be fine. That doesn't mean you're going to be a millionaire, but that's not the point we're talking about. Please don't get us wrong. This is not a show on how to be rich or have a lot of money. This is a show we're trying to do how to find peace and how to really take control of your life.
Yes, totally right. It is that thing that we are all chasing money and fame and what the system offers us for happiness. So we're born, and our goal is happiness. And they tell us money is the answer. Fame is the answer. Looking good, having good clothes, a car, house. And then most people follow it. And then they get halfway and they think, well, I'm still not happy, but I'll carry on anyway until I retire. And they're in their 60s, 70-year-olds, and they retire. And I know I spoke to a lot of elderly people that retired, and I see it in them. They're just still not happy. They're still searching for something. They're still searching for that peace and joy. And they still think it's in the money and in the objects, the material object. And I realised quite young that it's not about the money. It's about how you feel inside and how you interact with other people and other beings, other animals and other birds. Even feeding pigeons. I love feeding the birds. And I watch them squabble over pieces of bread. That's my entertainment. That's life. So getting your source of happiness and peace in this world doesn't come from a piece of paper or a car, or it's momentarily. Yeah, you get excitement, or you get what is it? Sure, you get excitement, yeah, and happiness, but you don't get no contentment. They're fleeting moments. The contentment and the joy and the peace is a permanent state of being when you're content in the present and happy with where you are. And like you said just now, if people are continually blaming someone else for their predicament and where they are, they're never going to be happy because they're never going to accept that this is okay. I'm here because of my choices, and I need to accept my choices brought me here, and I also need to accept this is okay. And this is as good as it gets, and stop looking for more all the time. So yeah, I think that is it really, looking at the wrong things for happiness, money, material goods, and accepting that this is as good as it gets. It gets better than it is because you see the substance in life, you see the substance in people, and you see what we call the simple things. You notice birds and you notice animals and things that you wouldn't normally notice when you're chasing money and chasing success in quotes. So when they're blinkered like a horse traveling like a tunnel vision, they're missing life. And your reality is now. It's not in the future where you're going with blinkers on. It's now. And I think people need to, like I said once before, make friends with the present moment. I think that's Eckhart Tolle quote. I'll cite him for that. And it's making friends with the present moment and accepting, okay, it's my fault I'm here if I'm not happy. I just have to make more conscious and better decisions. So yeah, it's just being responsible for your own life, basically. Yeah.
Yes. So I agree. And when you're saying about birds and nature, mate, I see it that they live in the present moment. Okay, they don't have. I don't think birds, dogs, fish, cats, whatever you can tell me, a flower, a tree, it's out there doing a life plan and running and and saying, "Oh, hey, I'm better than yesterday." They just live the moment.
Yeah.
I say it that they live intuitively, and when I say that, especially on the Spanish channel, I don't know why with guests it gets maybe confused that I'm making nature less, because I call that we are the only conscious species in the planet. Because again, I totally stand by that. That if there was another conscious species, we will be at war at them, like in the Planet of the Apes. Just think
Yeah.
about it. We will be out there because there can only be one conscious species. Okay, but being conscious is not necessarily better, because we have a lot to learn from nature, how they live their lives. That they really, first of all, they're not out there blaming others or anything like that. It doesn't work that way in
No.
nature. You are just at the task at hand at the moment. You're eating. You're not worried where you're going to sleep, or
That's it.
or if you're going to
Yeah.
eat tomorrow or stuff like that. They're really in the moment, and we can learn a lot from that.
So yeah, it's a deep sense of being, truly belonging to life itself. Not a club or a gang or a political party or a group of a rock band or any kind of group. It's not a specific belonging. It's belonging to life itself. They call it chi in the air. The chi in the air is like energy that we tap into, and maybe is the source that holds the chi. So you're not in your mind in an abstract world, a make-believe world that you want to be true. And so when you're in the present, like a bird, a dog, a cat, they appreciate every single thing about it, every sense in their body, their sight, the sounds, the touch, their taste buds, the smells. They're fully connected in the present, and that is a deep connection with the present that we could only wish for, and a long way from it, I believe. Some people have made it there. Some people are actually so in tune with the present and in connection with it, whatever it is. Whether it's, like I say before, rain, snow, sun, day, night, whatever the situation, they're in love with life. They're in connection with life and the present, and they're in their five senses. And that once they're in that mode, in that state of being, the intuition is stronger because they're connected physically to the life force, and their instincts are so sharp, and there's no fear. There's just responses in the moment, reactions in the moment, and to me, they seem as happy as people could get. I've never seen anyone happier than a dog or bird or a cat. I mean, they have their moments, but generally speaking, they're all very grounded in their own energy and connected to life. So I think they're the ones to follow.
Yes, mate, I totally agree. And I remember when I wanted to say on your previous, when you were saying about older people, I've seen it as well. And I spoke to older people that they don't seem to understand what they were looking for. And it's usually when you make a stop that you have the contemplation. What do I mean making a stop? Retiring, for example. When they retire, when they no longer have a job, some even say, now I need to look for something to do because working was my life in a way. It's very sad. It's extremely sad, mate. But a lot relate to that. That's why a lot of people, even people that I know close to me, they are up there in age and they're still working. They're still working because I feel they have an inner fear of stopping and then having to contemplate and say, is this my life? Really, is this what I was supposed to do? I mean, and we're not promoting laziness or not working. No, don't get me wrong. What we are trying to say is, I believe your life must have a purpose that goes beyond working. It's fine. We all need to work. We all need to get money. I agree with that. I'm fine with that. But please, there has to be something else. And that could be just basically living every day, living the moment every day. If you're at work, if you're studying, if you are meditating, if you're reading, if you're alone, if you're with people, just having a life purpose. Because I believe we masquerade, we replace that with basically life, which is working and being on a competition that when you talk to older people,
Yeah.
they say, now I see it that I don't know what I was doing. Okay,
Yeah.
I was just doing it.
Yeah,
You see the
like a
difference?
robot. Yeah.
Yes, I was doing it, but now that I've stopped and I have a chance to go back and see and contemplate, I don't know what the hell I was doing.
Yes, absolutely. It's crazy, isn't it? It's like they had a life plan in their head. The parents maybe suggested being a whatever doctor, lawyer, engineer, or pilot, whatever, and they start their life. Then they go to school, and maybe they got their own ideas what they want to be. They want to be a fireman or astronaut, and then they learn from school, and they're fed stories about the world and what options there are. But it's not their options, it's what's they're offered from the external. The world offers them options that it has for them to fit into a mold. And then they grow up and they think they're happy because they're living out, quotes, their dream, which is not really, it's the system's dream. And their story in their head is like a mechanical commentary. And then the body follows. So the body's like a robot following a program in the head. So they never know who they are. They never know the essence of their being, the light that is the joy and the intelligence and the wisdom and all of it, everything. They don't know that as part of themselves because they're being a robot to their programming. And yeah, it's just like a robot. But they believe the system, they believe the people around them that will bring you happiness. Yeah. Guaranteed, it'll bring you happiness. Money is going to be the key. You watch, when you get enough money, you'll be laughing. You'll wake up laughing. You'll be so happy. And it just isn't true. But you won't know that until you've gone through it and found out for yourself. So yeah, we are automatons, and I think it's a tug of war between the heart and the mind. It's the mind is the mechanical computer that feeds us a script. It's like typing out a life script for us and telling us what to do, as opposed to us responding in the moment to what is actually going on right now. And there's a noise start, or there's a car moves, whatever, and being connected with our eyes and ears consciously, and just enjoying life intelligently and compassionately as well. Because the heart's compassion, it's love. It's just doing the best thing for everyone involved. It's the bigger picture. You know, the great spirit is guiding us with compassion. And what better guide could you have than Source? You know. So yeah, these robots, I think, is scary how they don't ever seem to wake up. And it's like we said at the beginning of the show, they choose what they feed themselves. They consume media, they consume drama, they consume lifestyle, glamorous lifestyles, or they consume dreams of images of yachts and success. So what they consume is what they will become. So, you know, be careful what you absorb from around you, because that's going to be your dreams, and that's going to be what you chase. So I just see have an open mind, open heart, and live for what life gives you, not what the system's giving you. Yeah, bit of a rebel, me. So yeah, but it's my way. It's the way to go for me, I think.
Yes, mate. Yes. It's not that you and I are special or blessed or anything like that. It's basically we have decided to try to be at peace, to try to be in the moment, to try to choose neutral or positive reactions. So some people get surprised when I mention neutral. Not everything can be positive. If I watch a soccer game, I'm just going to enjoy it. Some may say that's positive, but at the best, I'm going to be entertained. So, I mean, that's when I talk with neutral, having an ice cream, something like that. I mean, having a coffee, stuff really that doesn't hurt you. But the negative is when we involve rage, fear, envy, loss, violence, justice through violence. Why do I call justice through violence? Is this enraged feeling that life is so unfair, and it's not fair. This justice, someone has to pay, and all these enraged feelings that they just get you going. I was just reading something this morning about forgiveness, and it was a very, very great position on forgiveness, saying forgiveness is for you. You think you do it for the other person that is asking. I'm thinking forgiving someone. to
Sure.
forgive someone, which I see it as forgetting actually, is putting
Yeah.
things in the past and saying, I'm not gonna dwell into that anymore. That's in cement.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
fixed. That's untouchable anymore. That for me is true forgiveness. And
Yeah.
it's for your own good.
Yeah.
Because is it really helping you to be upset with someone over something? Does it help
No.
you to be enraged with someone? Oh, someone did this to me. And then the other person comes, hey, can you forgive me? And say, yes, yes. But you notice one thing, mate. I noticed it in the past. A lot of people say they forgive you, and 1 year later say, you remember you did this to me and I forgave you? That's not true forgiveness.
No.
Because
No.
then you are dwelling into it still, and you are still upset.
Yes.
So,
You
so
carried it.
you didn't forgive me.
That's it.
You kind of said it through your mouth, but inside you, I still owe you something, or I still in debt, or something like that. When true
Yeah.
forgiveness is for you, is letting go, is
Absolutely.
is detaching, is saying whatever. I don't remember it
Absolutely.
anymore. I'm never gonna
Yeah.
bring it up again. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was amazing to me that that's also one example of how can we react to things and say, I'm gonna forgive you and everyone because it doesn't really serve me, because it doesn't really help me. So yes,
No.
of course.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a great way of looking at it. It's spinning it round, isn't it? And you're not carrying it with you like a bag of rocks on your shoulder. You're actually putting it down and leaving it there and walking on light with carrying nothing. You're walking light. You don't carry that baggage. It's not that you don't care what happened. It's just you're not going to weigh yourself down with that emotional baggage. It's excess, and you wish them all the best. Maybe you don't get on with certain people. Maybe certain people are actually harmful to us. So, like my mum used to say, as long as you know what someone's about, you can keep them at arm's length, which means they could be harmful. They could talk bad about you. If you give them information, they'll go and gossip about you behind your back. So you just don't tell them that information anymore. That's keep them at arm's length. Or you don't let them privy to knowledge that they could use against you or other people. So it's just knowing what's around you, being conscious of who they are, whether they've got good intentions or bad intentions. The good ones you can let in and help out, be friends with. But the bad ones, it's not that you don't like them, or you have anything against them. You just keep them at distance because they're not ready to come into your environment yet. They're like a virus. They're kind of harmful to you. So you need to put your defenses up to certain people. And that's not saying that you don't like them or you hate them. It's just common sense. You don't let certain types of people, they don't know their self. That's why they're a problem. They don't know who they are. They're a robot thinking that they're a human. When they become a human and join life, being present and appreciate real life, yeah, you can talk to them on the same level. But they carry their emotional hurts and their little memories of life. They carry it with them as if it's an armory. They have to pay it back to the world. Like they need to give it to someone. I suffered, I've got to make you suffer now. Oh, so like I feel better. But they never feel better. Just their conscience makes them remember it. So yeah, it's just don't be invested in your actions. Live your life. Make your decisions, make your choices. But don't be invested in them and carry them with you. Travel light, That's what I would say, mate.
Yes, yes. And what you were just saying, mate, yeah, we don't have to get along with everyone, okay?
Yeah.
And there's a saying out there, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. What I'm trying to say with that is it's all right to suffer trauma or suffer something from someone. But then if you choose to stay, mate, for example, people in toxic relationships, stuff like that, then it's you. You are creating your own reality. In a way, you are, this is very tough to digest, mate, but you're creating your own suffering, okay? Because you have a choice. That's the beauty of choice. That's the beauty of change. You have the choice to leave and put some distance with that person. You can also choose to be a victim and continue to suffer trauma from someone. Okay, those are the choices. Okay, just don't be upset with someone else when at the end says, "Oh, I've suffered for so many years because you chose to." Okay, because you had the power to create a different reality on how you reacted to it, and it's totally fine. Totally fine to say, I'm no longer person that you were really attached to, really good friends, and say, hey, we have parted ways. That's perfect. What I suggest is don't be upset. Don't be rageful. Don't carry any
Yeah.
anger towards. Just leave it in the past and say, it
Yeah.
was great. No longer here. It's perfectly fine. I don't even remember about it. And that's what I call. And that's when I call putting things in cement. Like there were things that are in cement. Imagine something out there on the floor that is out there buried on the floor. It cannot hurt you anymore.
It's the past. Yeah.
It's the past. And the shows I just had, all these teachings, that when you live in the present moment, usually depression comes from the past, of the overdwelling of the past, especially through victimization, by saying, oh, people don't do things for me. I'm very nice with other people, but no one is nice to me. All of those things are in your head.
Yeah.
All of those things are you making yourself a victim. Okay?
Yeah.
And anxiety comes from the overdwelling of the future, of the fear of the future. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make ends meet. Oh, maybe I'm gonna be fired from my job. Yes, maybe, or maybe not.
Yeah.
Or you could find another job, or you could do something else. There are so many possibilities, but we tend to overdwell on the past, on the future, to different because they don't want us in the present moment. I think we're so powerful when we're really just are like birds, as you say, when really we're just like nature, that we just exist in the present moment. We suddenly become so at peace, and with the peace comes this tremendous power, which doesn't mean you can fly around. No, I'm talking about inner power.
Yeah, you retain your own energy, your own power of choosing. That's a power, your choice. And when you are in the head, your mental programming is telling you, "Oh, that person's upset you. They did it on purpose." You've got to react to it. You've got to respond. You've got to give it back to them. That's a program. That's baggage. So when you have the power of your own choice, you don't get triggered. You see it for what it is and say, well, I feel sorry for them. If that's what they think is living by going around upsetting people, I'm not going to give them any of my power. Bye-bye. I'm going this way. And you're not triggered anymore because you see clearly. But what clouds your view is the mind. It's always giving you bad information. Do this now, do that now. Oh, you can't leave your bad relationship because you've got nowhere to live. What are you going to do? Don't listen to that. Just leave. If it feels right, do it. And it's the mind that clouds our life. It clouds our intuition and our peace. It's commentating all the time like a commentator. Oh, this person coming up towards you, they're a murderer. No, they're not. You just got to, like we said with the Genie episode, just push it away. Take no notice of it. Try it for a day. Try it for a week. Constantly push the thoughts away. I'm not listening to you. I'm not interested. And then your choices will come from a deeper level. Your choices will come from a more intelligent, wise source. And you won't even be thinking. You'll just know what to do. You're like, I feel like going over the road to buy a piece of paper and a pencil. I'm going to make a to-do list. I want to do this. I make a year planner. I want to do this. What are my goals for this year? You write down your goals for the next year. And you didn't think about it. It just was an intuition. Go and buy a pen and paper, write down a few things. And you didn't know what you were going to write. You just wrote it. And that's how it works. You're getting intelligence from a deeper level when you're in the present. And I think we do absolutely make our reality based on faulty information that the mind is telling us. So, yeah, it's time the world woke up to the faulty information that had been fed 24 hours a day from all sorts of media, all around them, and their friends and their opinions. Become their own source of intelligence and stop being triggered and make better choices by appreciating life. Yeah, I think that is it, mate. And then your reality is one that you will appreciate because it's coming from the best source. It's not coming from the external. Yes, mate. That's what I would put it at.
That's the key of this show. What you just said to me, that it's not that your reality through mainstream standards has to be this magic king actress, reality, sports
Yeah.
person, or whatever, is that when you do it through your own choices, when you do it through your own reactions, when you really are the architect of your own reality, then it's beautiful. Whatever it is, it's
Absolutely.
beautiful. It's beautiful because you chose what to do with it. Okay, and you might elect to be very social, for example. That's a choice. And you might elect to be a loner. That's a choice. That's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. And you might elect to do this and that. And you might elect to be still and contemplate, like Buddhist monks or people that
Yes.
practice. That's perfectly fine as well. But again, whatever happens, just remember you are the one creating it. Okay.
Absolutely
We
right.
put a lot of weight on the out there, on the governments, on the. You have a choice. You have a choice.
Yes.
Like it's amazing. And this person that was putting out the tweet on New Year's that his life is great, and not because he has a lot of money, because he's at peace, man.
That's
Because he says, I don't watch TV anymore. I don't react to the fear mongering. I don't. So
That's
he's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to. I don't read newspapers. I choose what I absorb. I choose what I read and do. Exactly right. So
And it becomes like a muscle made. Like, for example, let's say YouTube, that yes, you can get the odd video that the title maybe was confusing or you were deceived and the video is kind of not very good. You have the choice to press stop.
yes.
You do. You don't have to watch it completely. You don't have to watch it more than. And what I do is I try to listen to my intuition, mate. And there are some videos that I watch 20 seconds. And I
Yeah.
could stop and I continue looking for, but I don't get upset that, oh my
No.
God, I watched a horrible video. No.
Yeah.
I watched a piece, I didn't like it, I gave it a chance, and I'm continue looking for content. So you can,
That's it.
let's say, go into a cafeteria and they have the news on, and they can say breaking news because they always do that kind of thing. Breaking news,
That's
terror
it.
alert. You know what happened in the United States, right? You probably do. What happened
Drama.
New Year's in the United States, and you react to it, and you keep going. You maybe it's a little negative for a second, and you go back to neutrality. And the beautiful
Yes.
part of neutrality is like putting your car, you have a stick shift drive in neutral. It
Yeah.
stops moving. Okay.
That's
Stops
it.
doing whatever it was doing.
Save your
That's-
energy.
Exactly. You go back. You center yourself again. Neutrality is center. Okay. Positive is
That's
great.
it.
It's very difficult to go from negative to positive, and I'm not even sure that's a good thing, mate. But if you go back to the
Yeah.
center, then
Yeah.
you relaunch yourself, trying to look
That's
for
it.
positive. Does it make
That's it.
sense?
Oh yeah. It's like you're pressing the pause button. You're pressing the pause reset button, and you're just
Exactly.
putting down everything and coming back to neutral. Yes. And that is it. You're back to your own power again. You've pressed the button, pause. You own your energy now. Then you have the choice what to do with it. And then also know that, like you say, you're responsible for your choices. You choose your life. You choose your reality. And whatever comes of it is fine. It might not be what you ideal, but it's in the right direction of what you want. It's the best it can get. Instead of listening to a program and a script in the head and going by that, which isn't reality. Yeah. We make our own reality by accepting life, I think. That's the key, accepting life and what life has for us.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And I just,
Yeah.
no, go ahead, mate. Go ahead.
Just being in tune with life. That is it, I think. Accepting it and being in tune with life. Yeah, mate.
Yes. And just making a final point of what I mean with neutrality, that sometimes, mate, we are stuck in something negative, let's say the news, or let's say whatever. And we try to put a positive spin, or we try to switch all the way to positive, that we're stuck in the negative. And it's immediate. It's so simple. It takes zero of you to go back to neutrality. That's the beautiful part.
Yeah.
Because I believe some people really are stuck in the negative and say, how do I put a positive spin that there was a terror attack out there in the United States or whatever? Who says you have to put a positive spin? Go back to neutrality. Go back to your center, okay? And take it from there. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, stop trying to control the world. Stop trying to push life about. Life happens. It's not your life to push about. Just leave it to be. Just live your own life. Yeah. They try people too controlling. They want to control other people and other situations.
Exactly.
It's not in their power. Leave that to God.
We want to control what we can. And if we accept what we cannot control, we are so free and we're so powerful. Okay. Some people call it weakness. Oh my God, you're weak. You don't want to try. No, I don't want to try. I know what I can control, which is me. And I know what I cannot control, which is everything out there. Okay?
That's it.
So that's how I choose my reactions. Mate, we're recording this on my cell phone, and battery doesn't go for very long. And plus, this topic is not extremely long. So, and I know you're freezing out there. I know what temperature is, probably around freezing, right?
I think it was -1 earlier.
So it's a little bit colder than me.
Got me coffee.
Okay.
I'm fine.
It's a little bit colder than me, but
only a little bit, only a tiny bit.
Only a tiny bit. We're probably around 28, something like that. So, mate, do you have anything closing?
No, thanks. Appreciate the chat. And the subject was great. I just hope people get it. If they can stop the mind, press the pause button on their mind for a couple of seconds, and just be open-minded enough to listen, and open-hearted enough to connect to the source, the present. Open-minded and open-hearted, and then choose responsibly, consciously, their own reality, and they will be amazed at what life will give them positively. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much, because that what you said is beautiful. This is the best advice someone can give you. Believe me. Just take control of your life. Just be at peace. Just stop trying to control what you cannot control. And trust me, your life is going to change. And by the way, you have the power to do that today. You don't have to wait for New Year's, or you don't have to wait for a special date. You have the power to take control of your life today, because your life is yours. No one else's. They want to sell us that we're like puppets with strings attached, and that everyone is moving a little bit of us. And it's not true. We are the puppeteers of our own life.
Absolutely.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Alex.
To everyone watching, thank you.
Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover your true self. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and to serve others. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover your true self? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to the universe. Simply ask, who am I? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? You will start getting signs, breakthroughs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about this reality start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering your true self equals to real freedom. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to understand this reality, but you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will set up a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, lust, envy, violence, justice through violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only your egoic mind and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@thealexshow.tv. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.thealexshow.tv. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.